What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This story is hilarious. Check this out, man. This was the post, right? It was a post shared on TikTok. And it said 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. 100,000, that's a lot. The entire population is 370,000. Well, what happened? Check it out.
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike, and I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike.
Yo, are you guys listening to this, bro? This is insane. Let's take it back. Let's take it back one more time. We're starting from the beginning.
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike, and I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality, but I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some done, end quote.
Those are great numbers. I am astonished.
This is so funny. This is hilarious. It sounds like they were more productive. You'd think if that many people went on strike, it would be some type of a national disaster. Let's check out some of these comments, man. First comment here says, yet somehow work was not affected. Wow. Here's another comment that said, what rights don't they have? Somebody else here added productivity went up 137%. No, but this exact number makes me think that this might be true. Or is he being funny? Here's another comment that says, imagine if all men went on strike, the whole country would shut down. Yes. And this is why a lot of people say things like women are like children, is because if men decided, hey, we're just going to all go on strike, now you're faced with the moral issue of what about the people I have to take care of? What about my family? What about the people who are going to go without essential needs? And then men have to be adults. Whereas for women, it's kind of like, F it, more responsibility? Nah. And plus,
coffee makes me so anxious.
Coffee makes me so anxious. Let's check out another comment here that says they want 50% of bricklayers to be female, 50% of combat soldiers to be female, 50% of linemen to be female. What equality are they lacking? Here's somebody else who says, you think their periods all synced up at the gathering? Another person here says, no car crashes that day. Yo, I just realized this is going to turn into some good old-fashioned sexist humor. Here's another comment that says, Iceland was sandwichless for a whole day. Somebody else here added, more work got done. Here's another comment from somebody else who added, must be nice to be able to strike. If men did this, the damn grid would go down. And our final comment here reads, sign them all for the military. Yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that coffee. We saw that video. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a potential 2023 draft for women to be expected to be included in the next military draft. You can go check out that video. And of course, they didn't want that type of equality. They only want the equality that tastes good, right? They only want the good old tea. Feminist versus Candace Owens. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Which quality? I just need to know what exactly you've seen when you've said that is an example of toxic masculinity.
I think men feeling that they need to dominate spaces physically and speaking over women, interrupting women, belittling them.
It's just a question. So you just said when men interrupt and dominate spaces. Were you a toxic feminist when you interrupted me when I was on stage?
No, I was interrupting something.
I'm just asking.
But I fundamentally don't believe it.
I'm just asking because you're saying that somebody interrupting someone is now a symbol of toxic masculinity. You just interrupted me on stage, so are you a toxic feminist?
I wasn't interrupting you because I didn't...
You went, bullshit!
Yeah, because you were
bullshit!
Oh, so now we're getting the backstory, right? She screamed bullshit out loud, and now she's getting forced to take a shot of espresso. Let's keep listening. Shout out to Candace.
Because you were talking bullshit. I didn't interrupt you because you're a woman. I interrupted you because I didn't believe what you were saying. It's not that I didn't believe.
But
what
maybe
you were saying
that's what men do sometimes.
femininity.
Is it possible that men
disagreeing with
sometimes
your
interrupt
femininity.
because they disagree with what women are saying and not because they're toxic masculinity in the air? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Is that you're coming up with terms, and sometimes people just interrupt. I'm fine with the fact that you interrupted me. It happens all the time, and I'm not holding that against you. I'm just using it to prove a point that you've created an entire concept around when men interrupt women, but you literally just interrupted me, and you don't identify as yourself as a toxic feminist.
No, because I interrupted you on the basis that I didn't agree with the politics you're espousing, both of you.
Well, maybe men
Not
are
because
just
I don't
disagree
believe
with
in
what you're saying.
because you're a woman. The fact that you're a woman is completely irrelevant to me.
But maybe
what
it's
you're
irrelevant
both
to men as well when they interrupt people.
That's
Men
not the
interrupt
case.
other men. Men interrupt
That's
women.
not the case.
We're
There's
society.
a culture of men's voices being valued more than women.
What is your metric for
Give
this?
us one piece of data.
Yeah,
One.
like a data.
Do people actually believe that right now we're living in a culture where women's opinions are not valued and men's opinions are more valued? Come on, guys. We are in a gynocentric society. We're no longer in patriarchy.
Any piece
You can't
of
just
data.
say there's a culture of men interrupting women. What's your data point for
Any
this?
kind of interpretivist data where you're looking at interactions, at dynamics, you can see. I mean, what do you want me to say? Like a
Like a
statistic?
fact?
Yeah.
Any fact.
Any kind of
How about the stuff on the news?
analysis
A
or
recent huge
observation
cultural
of
example,
interaction.
maybe?
So can I ask a question? Do you think we live in a patriarchy?
Yes.
Why do women live longer than men? Why are men more likely to commit suicide? Why do women
I'll tell
compose
you, I'll
50+%
tell
of
you.
college
Why do we
graduates?
control 89% of the spending power within households if men are the ones that are going out and making all of the money,
Because
as we like to
women
say?
have the sole responsibility of caring for the house and the children.
So
if
it's a
they're not
patriarchy that
working
allows women a lot of responsibility?
within a household, within a certain sphere, not a powerful one. The household is not.
Then
a
why are
powerful
majority of
sphere.
business startups women, majority of master's degrees, and majority of
And
doctorate
also,
degrees
can
in
I
the
say,
States?
The thing about women living longer, married women live the least long. Unmarried women live longest because they do not have the responsibilities, the emotional labor of being
Marriage
with a
is
man.
emotional labor.
Pardon?
Marriage is emotional labor for women, and that's.
That's a great point.
Well, no, because the way that women support men, like, it's a huge
thought we
burden.
live in a
They support
patriarchy.
each
I'm not
other.
saying no, they don't. No, they don't. I'm talking
But so
about.
this is sort of, I appreciate the discussion we're having. This is you're such a perfect reason for why
Because
I
you're
I
all
could never be a
emotion.
feminist
No
because
facts.
everything that I just couldn't. It's like you don't really know why you're calling it toxic. You did the
No,
exact
I
same
do.
thing,
I
but
know
you decided that
exactly
when
why
men
I'm calling it
interrupt, it's
toxic.
because you're a woman. But you decided that when you
it's
interrupt,
not.
it's just because you had a differing
You asked me
opinion.
for one example
I know,
of
I know,
toxic
I know. And then
masculinity,
you
and
say
I
stuff
told
about
you
the
people
marriage and
interrupt.
breakdown.
What a world we live in, man. What a world we live in. Wow.
An emotional labor. There are women, just so you know, that aspire to get married and have children and stay at home and raise
That's
good
okay.
children, and
I
that's
agree.
okay.
It's completely
So, but why are you not making it seem like that puts us in a position that's less than man? Want to create a society? Be the person that raises every individual that's in society. Feminism has made it seem like there's something wrong with being a mother, that there's something wrong with being a wife, and everything that you've just said is that. And I don't like the feminist movement. I think it's become very toxic and very hostile towards men. If you believed in the equality that men and that women should be able to think whatever we wanted, you wouldn't be debating me right now. You'd say, well, more power to you because you'd be a true feminist. But you're not. You're trying to.
I think that you're belittling other women.
I'm
by
not belittling them.
by not
You're allowed to be a
engaging in
feminist. I'm not telling
feminism.
you can be a feminist. You could buy left today and I wouldn't mind. I've never had an issue with people that are feminists. I have an issue when people tell me that I now have to be a feminist or that it's complete bullshit when I say that I think it's harmful to keep telling men that masculinity is wrong.
All right, guys. Let's check out some of these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here comes from a gentleman. He says, well said, Candace. Another person here added, interrupting is fine for thee, but not for me. Another comment here says, nothing going in her head. Yeah, she's not listening. Another person here says, she's trying to talk over the host, ... Interesting, LOL. Another commenter here wrote, delusional and can't accept responsibility as usual. Nothing new here. Another commenter here says, long story short, Her view is, in quotation marks, it's okay when it suits me. It's not okay when it doesn't. Followed by this comment that says, if feminism debunked was a short clip, this was it. And our final comment here says, blah, 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 blah. Girl is clueless. Listen, guys, comment down below your thoughts. Of course, nothing new here. Candace Owens, I believe, did a good job here. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.